Ever dream of ditching the 9 to 5? Trading it all in to make your living by creating content online.
Which is a pretty common dream these days, right?
Totally. And in today's deep dive, we're looking at how one blogger actually made that dream a reality, using AI to build a blogging business that brings in $10,000 every single month.
And the really fascinating part is that they managed to do it in just under 2 years, starting with zero online presence.
Okay? 2 years to hit 10K a month. That's seriously impressive.
Yeah.
But I'm guessing it wasn't some sort of get-rich-quick scheme.
You're right, it definitely wasn't. The source material really stresses that this blogger put in the work, but they used AI tools strategically to see those amazing results. And that's what makes this story so interesting for us.
So it's like they built a toolkit, but a digital one. Tell me more about the tools this blogger was using.
Absolutely. A few key tools were essential for their success. First up, Rank Math, which is a tool for SEO, or search engine optimization. Basically, it helps optimize content to rank higher in search engine results.
Which makes sense because a higher ranking usually equals more clicks, right? And for bloggers, more clicks are always a good thing.
Exactly. Then there's ChatGPT, which has been all over the news lately. They use that for content generation. Think of it as an AI writing assistant, helping generate ideas and create different types of content.
Okay, ChatGPT. I've heard of it, but I have to admit, I always thought it was a bit overhyped.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from. But this deep dive might change your mind. It's all about knowing how to use it effectively, which we'll definitely discuss. Now, on top of that, for images, this blogger is using Daily, which is another really interesting AI tool.
So are they creating unique visuals with AI instead of relying on stock photos? That's pretty cool.
It really is. It gives them more control over their visuals and makes sure everything is totally unique. But here's the real kicker. They even use something as simple as Google Autocomplete for keyword research.
Hold on. Google autocomplete. You mean when you start typing something into Google and it tries to guess what you're searching for?
That's the one. It might seem surprising, but it's actually a powerful tool for understanding what people are actually looking for online.
Wow, I never would have thought of that. It's like getting a sneak peek into the minds of your audience. How does that work exactly?
Well, it's all about tapping into the data that Google is already collecting. By paying attention to the suggested searches, you get insights into what millions of users are curious about.
Right.
It's like you're getting a free peek behind the curtain at what people are really searching for online.
I love that. Instead of just guessing, you're using data to guide your content creation.
Exactly. And that's what we were talking about earlier with working smarter, not harder. Using these tools strategically can really help you create content that people actually want to read.
Makes total sense. So we've got the tools, we've got the keywords. Wow. What else? I'm curious about how this blogger actually uses AI to create the content itself.
Now that's where things get really interesting. Our source material emphasizes that crafting really effective AI prompts is key. They even compare it to going on a first date, believe it or not.
Okay, I know we're talking about AI and everything, but the first date analogy has piqued my interest.
Right. It sounds strange, but it actually makes a lot of sense. The blogger's point is that you don't want to overload the AI with too much information right off the bat. Instead, you want to give it enough detail to get it going in the right direction, but also give it the freedom to, work its magic.
So it's kind of a balancing act. You have to find that sweet spot between being too vague and too restrictive with your instructions.
Exactly. And to illustrate that point, the source material actually provides an example of a prompt that this blogger used. They asked ChatGPT to write a blog post, but they wanted it written in the style of a specific, well-known author with a set word count, and they even specified the key takeaways they wanted to include.
Wow, that's super specific.
Mhm.
I'm guessing that level of detail helps the AI create something much closer to what you're looking for, right?
Yeah, you got it. It's like giving the AI a detailed roadmap instead of just being like, hey, write something. The more thought you put into your prompts, the better the results will be.
It sounds like there's a real art to crafting these AI prompts then.
Absolutely. It takes practice to get good at it, but this blogger shares some great tips in the source material. Like, they really stress using clear, concise language, avoiding jargon, and breaking complex ideas down into simpler chunks.
So even though AI seems kind of intimidating, it's really about learning how to communicate effectively, just like you would with another person, really.
Precisely. Clear communication is key in any relationship, right?
Yeah.
And this is no different.
So true. Okay, I'm starting to get a much better understanding of this whole process.
Yeah.
But now for the $1 million question, or should I say the $10,000 a month question.
I think I know where you're going with this. You want to know how to actually turn all of this into cold, hard cash, right?
You read my mind. We've talking of tools, keywords, AI prompts. But now, let's talk about how this blogger actually monetized their blog and built a real business.
And that's a crucial part, right? Creating good content is just the first step. You have to figure out how to make it profitable.
Exactly. So what's their secret?
Well, they actually rely on two main strategies: display ads and affiliate marketing.
Okay, I've definitely heard those terms thrown around before, but to be honest, I'm not entirely clear on what they mean. Could you break it down for me?
Sure. So display ads, those are the visual ads that you see on websites, often in sidebars, banners, sometimes even within the content itself. The blogger mentions using platforms like Ezoic and Mediavine to help them manage these ads.
So they're not manually placing ads on their website. They're using these platforms to take care of all that.
Exactly. These platforms use some pretty complex algorithms to figure out the optimal placement for the ads to maximize the revenue. It's like having a whole advertising team working behind the scenes, but without the extra cost.
It's amazing. It really frees up the blogger to focus on what they're good at, creating great content.
Precisely. Now, let's move on to affiliate marketing. Essentially, this involves partnering with brands and businesses that fit well with your blog's niche. You promote their products or services on your blog using unique affiliate links. Whenever someone clicks on your link and makes a purchase, you get a commission.
So it's all about recommending products or services that you genuinely believe in, right?
Yeah.
And getting a little kickback for it.
Exactly. Affiliate marketing can be great because it's mutually beneficial. Your audience gets exposed to new products, the brand gets more exposure and sales, and you earn a commission. Everybody wins.
That sounds pretty awesome. It seems like a much more organic way to monetize content, especially if you're promoting things you actually use and like yourself.
You hit the nail on the head. Authenticity is absolutely essential when it comes to affiliate marketing. Audiences can spot a fake from a mile away.
So true. It seems like this blogger has a really solid strategy in place. They're using AI to streamline content creation, optimizing for search engines, and they've got these two great methods for monetizing their blog.
Absolutely. And what I find particularly clever is that they're not putting all their eggs in one basket. By having these multiple income streams, they're building a more stable and sustainable business for themselves.
Right. It's like that old saying, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Having different sources of income just makes good business sense. If one area slows down, the others can pick up the slack.
100%. It's all about creating a safety net for yourself. But before we move on to the next topic, there's one more really important thing we need to discuss.
And what's that?
Well, we've talked a lot about AI, different tools, and monetization strategies, but we can't forget about the ethical side of all this.
You're absolutely right. We definitely need to talk about that.
I know, right? It's easy to get caught up in all the excitement of AI and forget about the ethical implications.
It's definitely something to be mindful of. Our source material emphasizes the importance of using AI responsibly, especially in a field like blogging.
So, what does that look like in practice? What specific things should we be thinking about? Well, first and foremost, transparency is key. If you're using AI to help create your content, be upfront about it with your audience.
So no passing off AI-generated content as your own original work. Got it.
Exactly. Honesty and transparency are crucial for building trust with your readers.
Makes sense. Anything else?
Another important factor is fact-checking. Remember that tools like ChatGPT are trained on massive amounts of data, but that doesn't mean everything they generate is going to be entirely accurate.
Oh, that's a good point. So we shouldn't just blindly trust everything the AI spits out, right?
Exactly. You always want to double-check any facts, figures, or claims, especially when you're writing about something important or controversial.
It's like with any source, really. You always want to verify the information before you hit publish.
100%. Think of AI as a powerful assistant, not a replacement for your own judgment and critical thinking.
I love that analogy. So to wrap things up, we've explored how AI can be a complete game changer for creating a successful blog.
We've covered a lot of ground, from picking the right tools and crafting those super specific AI prompts to making sure your content is optimized for search engines. And of course, we talked about different ways to actually monetize your blog.
My head is spinning, but in a good way. There's just so much potential with AI, and it's really inspiring to see it in action.
Me too. AI is revolutionizing the world of content creation, and I think we're only just scratching the surface of what's possible.
It's an exciting time to be a blogger, that's for sure. So for our listeners who are eager to dive headfirst into the world of AI blogging, what would you say is the most important thing to keep in mind?
That's a great question. I think the biggest takeaway is this. AI is an incredible tool. But it's just that, a
Hmm.
tool. It can do amazing things when used strategically and ethically, but it can't replace you, the human creator.
It's not a magic button you can just press and watch the money roll in, right?
Definitely not. Your unique voice, experiences, and creativity are what will make your blog stand out. AI can help you amplify those things, but it can't replicate them.
Such a great point. Well, that about wraps up our deep dive into the world of AI blogging. But before we go, we'd like to leave you with one final thought to ponder. What could your AI-powered blog look like? What story are you just dying to share with the world? And how can these incredible tools help you do just that? Until next time, happy blogging.